DIY. How I turn a $3 vintage pant into a 2-pieces romper. Part 1. Shorten the short. I always iron before doing anything. After measurement, I need my shirt to be 11 inches long. Therefore, I need to trim the pant where the cutting part need to be 11 inches, or if possible more extra is better. I'm using an old short to help me knowing the short length that I want it. So I end up the length that I need to cut is 8.5 inches. So with consideration and luck, I decided to cut 10 inches off. So let measure and cut. After cutting out, I noticed the cutting piece has an 1-inch cuff. And that extra cuff make the piece perfectly 11 inches. And that is what I want from beginning. So happy everything turned out the way I want it to. I'm using the cutout piece to measure for the other side. And then cut it. I'm going to sew zig-zag stitches on the edges to stop fabric from shredding. After that I'm going to hem the short with 1/2 inch cuff. Then the short is done. Part 2. DIY top. Since the pant is very wide, I only need to use one piece of the cutting for the top and the other piece for the arm and strap. I like to iron the fabric so it's easier to measure and get more accurate when cutting the fabric. This is my visual measurement chart. I'm using the other cut-off fabric for the sleeves and strap. According to my visual measurement chart, my right and left sleeve is going to be 6 inches wide. After mark and cut out the sleeves, I'm going to use whatever fabric left to make a long strap. I'm going to cut out as many 2 inches wide fabric, and then sew it together to make a long strap. I end up having 5 cutout fabric. I'm ironing again the fabric, so it's straight and easy to sew them together. Sewing the 5 pieces together to make a long strip to create top strap. According to my visual measurement chart, my arm elastic length is 11 inches. And I'm using 1/2 inch elastic band. My waist elastic length is 29 inches. My bust elastic length is 32 inches. So I fold the long strip fabric in half and sew it. Now, I'm using the chopstick to turn the strap inside out. Now, let's move on to sleeves. First I remove old stitches on the fabric. Then I'm going to iron it. After that put all the pieces together.
And bobby pins the sleeve seam line.
And sew the sleeves seam lines. Bobby pins the elastic at the 2 ends. And sew the 2 ends first. Then sew the whole band in. The sleeves is done. Now let's move on to the top. I'm going to cut the front shirt in half. So first, measure and mark with marker to get an accurate straight line. Then cut it. Now I'm going to measure and mark 1 inch. And then fold it in from that mark. Instead of bobby pins the folding, I like to iron the folding so it press down faster and more accurate. Now I'm going to sew in the waist and bust elastic first, then after that, sew the folding seam line to create the tunnel for strap to be insert in. The top is almost done. I'm insert in a safety pin at the beginning of the strap. And from there, I insert the strap on one side of the tunnel to the other side and tie a knot to secure the front. Now all I have to do left is stitching the 2 sleeves in, and it's done. I like the sleeves, but it's a little tight. If the sleeve attached to the top there will be no movement for the arm. So I really need a second plan for the sleeves, and I think I have a plan. Hopefully it's going to work, cause I don't have any leftover fabric. First I'm going to cut of the elastic for both sleeves. Then I'm folding both of the sleeves in half and cut it. Now I end up with 4 pieces. I'm going to remove sewing stitches from each side of the 4 pieces fabric. After that I'm going to stack 2 pieces together. So now I have 2 short and wide sleeves. I'm going to sew 1 seam line for each sleeve. After that, sew in all the elastics. And finally sew the other seam line of the sleeve to close up. I'm so happy with the results. I end up bringing it with me to vacation. I'm in love with this thrift flip outfit. I'm going to give myself applause. After fixing the sleeves, I love it. It's easier and comfortable to move around. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.